How long? How long have you guys lived here?
But
42 years.
yeah, 42 years. Yeah, yeah.
In 79, we bought the
Mm,
house.
we bought the house here.
So, but you grew up in this neighborhood.
I grew up in the Garland subdivision, yes, and I was born and I'm originally from the Prairie Lawtell area, and moved here, I guess, about 6, 7 years old in this subdivision, and loved picking pecans in this area because it was basically pecan trees everywhere. So every afternoon, the neighborhood kids would get together and come out and pick pecans. Little did we know we would buy a house in this subdivision of years later. And we have 4 pecan trees in our backyard. So um, I probably picked pecans on this on this property.
And this area is really rich in history,
Yes,
from what you've been telling us.
yes.
What is it about this area that makes things so special?
I think the Garland subdivision following up with the Garland name because the old Garland plantation is still here. And Miss Edith Dupre, Garland Dupre, that was her grandparents' house, and she was born there. The Dupre Library at UL was named for her. She was an English major. She taught at old SLI, and the streets in the neighborhood actually was all connected to the Garlands. Now we live on Cruchette Street, and Cruchette is a short street, interesting street, and we didn't know who Mr. Cruchette was. Did research with a good friend and found out Mr. Cruchette was an undertaker, and he together with Mr. Lafon, it was Cruchette and Lafon Funeral Home, and she sent me some pictures of old man Cruchette driving the hearse, the horse-drawn carriage hearse coach with the dead body in the back, and and she said, "Oh yes, but the Cruchettes are all gone. I think the families all either died out and the younger ones moved away there, or not that I know of any Cruchettes in Opelousas."
So, we know why you believe that this is such a special neighborhood, but for someone, coming from Germany,
Yeah.
coming to Opelousas, what makes this neighborhood so special to you?
Uh,
Picking pecans,
yeah, picking pecans.
Yeah,
Never heard of pecans before there. I know there's something like walnuts, but something in that. Like, I never thought that I would pick up pennywise from the ground the pecans there.
We
At
sell
some
them,
years,
yeah.
some years we have really good years there. Like last year was pretty good there,
Yeah.
and then other years it's not there. So.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting there to see a small neighborhood like that. I'm not used to that. I grew up in Berlin, and it's quite different there.
The big city,
And
yes.
big city there to a small town and small subdivision there. But I like it because it's a quite, except for the hammering sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's nice. Yeah. It really is a quiet neighborhood, and we
And
really like it.
when I pick pecans, he'll tell me. He said, "You picking?" I said, "Because we sold for $80 one year." He said, "It's like picking 1 penny at a time off the ground." I said, "Well, I guess so."
Basically, it's something
Basically,
like that,
that's
yeah.
what it is. But I see you in the fresh air, and you can make pecan praline, pecan pie, pecan cake, and just roast them in the oven with sugar and salt and pepper on them. So I like it, and we have our own trees right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, when people are driving through, they may not notice what you notice, because people are just looking, they see the street and the trees and the homes. But what would you like for people to know about your neighborhood or that you see when you drive down the street?
Oh, I'd like them to appreciate all the trees, all our huge trees. The last snow days we had, it was beautiful. The streets, the trees were all covered in snow. It's beautiful. The old neighborhoods are so pretty with all the trees, different kinds of trees, flowers, azaleas. I don't know how it's going to be this year, but we have azalea trees, and it's just beautiful. If you come in the springtime, it's just a beautiful, beautiful setting. And being an old neighborhood, and the people are friendly and they'll wave at you and smile. Yeah.
I know you said that you guys have a lot of newer people
Yes.
that live
Yes.
around. Are you hoping like the younger generation can kind of continue that friendliness and that neighborhood feel?
Yes, I'm
Well,
hoping.
you
I
hope,
really
yeah.
hope. Yeah, yeah. That's really good. And kids, when our kids were here, we were still living at home. We have two daughters. It was kids up and down the street, the neighborhood kids, and then for a while there were no kids, and now the couple across the street have some little ones. So it's good to hear a little noise and bike rides and things like that. But when we moved here, there was kids next door, the other house. There were kids, all graduated with our daughters. Yeah, and they're all still friends. We all still friends with them. But like I said, as the neighborhood got older, everybody moved away and
Well, they
sold
always
the
change.
property.
Neighborhoods always change.
Constantly
it's,
changing. Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
nice. I like trees here. That's what really is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, in Berlin we had trees too. There, it was not just. It's not like New York there, where you only have one big park and then the rest. You have trees all over in Berlin there too. It's nice, but it's just not like here is a real whole neighborhood like that with so many trees and just some houses in between that you
Some
don't see
neighborhoods,
that much
the
there.
newer neighborhoods, just cold houses and no trees, and they're slowly planting bushes. But it looks like it's not. Because I like to go out in the morning and go have coffee outside in the backyard on the patio. The squirrels and the redbirds and the bluebirds and just all of these old trees bring all the birds. Even owls. We hear owls at night, and that's a good sign. A good sound. Yeah.
I know I'm just listening right now. And
Yeah.
I
Oh,
love
yeah.
that.
And now unwanted is the possums. We have a possum, and we feed some of the neighborhood cats that come from down the road, and those I found a little possum, and he was eating some cat food with the cat together. I mean, they
They're friends.
tend
Oh, yeah,
to
they-
get along with each other. I call him Peter Possum. He comes every so often. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for doing this. We appreciate it.
Well,
and
Thank you
telling us
so
about
much.
y'all's
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks
That's
so
really
much too for
nice
having
of
us.
you.